Okay. With a show of hands, who here would willingly give their social security number, address, credit card history, or purchase history to a random stranger? No one? Really? Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. Who here ever used PayPal, Venmo, Instagram, Facebook, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, any kind of internet device? All right. Little did you know, you guys are in the same category, actually. But Andrew, aren't those two very different things? Well, it turns out it's really not. And so, I'm here to tell you about tech companies and your data. I want to talk about how tech companies are taking your own personal data and using it to market against you, and how you should take steps to not let it happen, actually. So, in our modern day world, we use iPhones and laptops every day of our lives. It's a very common thing, actually. You know, we're not just stopping using it. I have in my pocket, Professor Fike has a computer right here. Everyone basically has a phone here, right? Everyone uses the internet every day. It's an integral part. And so, I'm just here to tell you how to take control of your own data. So basically, one of the most common misconceptions is the problem. The problem is that they're taking our data. And so, nothing illegal is actually happening. A lot of times in these situations, tech companies are just taking away our rights with terms and conditions. According to the study published in the Elsevier journal, up to 80% of people do not actually read terms of service that they're agreeing to, even when the option to skip is taken away. That means these companies are allowed to openly share your data with anyone they want to, and there is actually no limit as long as you agree to these terms and conditions. And so, let's take Google for example. Google, according to SEC regulation and papers, makes 80% of its revenue from ads. Actually, in its own stock filings last year, Google in 2018, Google actually made a reported $181 billion off of ads. Actually, that's all off of you just clicking on stuff. Actually, so let's make an example. Let's say a simple phone charger. If you're looking for a phone charger, let's say you type up onto Google, "I want a phone charger." If you click on one of the ad sensors posts, Google actually charges the company $2 just for you clicking on that ad. You might not even bought the charger at all. You might just looked at it. That means someone paid Google $2 just for you clicking on it. It's a business deal that you're cut out of, actually. And so for the rest of your internet search history, or as long as it's on the media, Google actually has record of you looking for the phone charger, and will tell other marketers that, hey, this guy's looking for a phone charger. So let's use a different example, actually. Let's say PayPal. PayPal is one of the biggest consumer exchanges for doing transactions over the phone or on the internet. So, according to PayPal's own second quarter results, they actually handled a total of $936 billion worth of transactions in 2020. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of exchanging hands. It's very confusing sometimes. Now, according to their own user agreement, they're sharing their information with actually a lot of people. One of them's the IRS. That's fair, actually. You know, they don't want you laundering money. But those other companies also include Apple, Facebook, Google, and 50 other marketing agencies, all listed in their user agreement actually that you agree to. And so they're sharing your information with your own knowledge. You don't actually know it, actually. And so you might think, Andrew, why is this so bad, actually? You know, it's not actually that bad. As long as I'm getting a better experience as a user, there is no problem with them actually using my data as long as it doesn't mess with my bank account. Well, this is where it turns ugly, actually. I'm here to tell you that practices like this is what contributed to the 2008 housing crisis, in which companies or banks would target people with ads in lower income areas and charge them higher interest rates based on their IP address. Their IP address is basically just where your computer is coming from in the zip code. So basically, that means based on your location, you'll get charged an unfair rate, and you'll be discriminated against just for where you were living, regardless of credit history and regardless of how good you are as an actual candidate. And so, by targeting IP addresses in low-income areas, as stated by the Justice Department, actually, recently Wells Fargo was forced to pay a $175 million settlement for their part in actions like this. And so, when you target these low-income houses, this is all based on your own internet search history. It wasn't because you wanted to get a higher interest rate. It's just what the cards that were dealt to you, and that's how it turned out. And so, you know, you might think, okay, Andrew, I'm a smart person. I'm not going to go signing high interest loans. That's just stupid, right? Mm-hmm. So, let me talk about something more common that everyone else probably knows about. Internet shopping, right? We've all bought something from Amazon or maybe from the internet. You know, click on it, it's in your house in a week. Really simple, right? Well, I'm here to tell you about this article that was printed in the Mitchell Law Review Journal, actually. And so it talked about Staples and Home Depot, where they would target ads in lower income communities. And now you would think, right, if you're a marketer marketing in lower income communities, you would lower your prices to get better audience. This is actually the reverse. So in a form of redlining, they would actually target low income houses with higher prices. They would raise these prices because people in the community had no other options. It's a very poor practice, a very poor moral character. And actually, in higher income communities, they'd actually lower the prices. So in this case, being poor is a penalty. They are penalizing you for being in a poor neighborhood and raising the prices because you have no other option. Now, isn't that kind of messed up? It is, right? And so I want to talk to you about how to stop this. The solution to this is really actually pretty simple. There's actually a lot of easy, free steps that you can take that will stop companies from taking your information and using it against you in a negative way. So, without making you go through hundreds of applications, which ones are free, which ones are legit, and which ones are good, I want to tell you about the ones I recommend personally. And so, recommended by your own actual government, by the federal security, cybersecurity in their own website, they actually mentioned you should use a private browser. A private browser just stops Google and Safari and stuff like that from tracking your information, actually tracking you across websites and what you're looking at. It's a very simple step, actually. It's in Chrome and Safari, which I'm sure a lot of us have used before, right? And so it's actually just a couple clicks of going into private mode, and that's it, really. And so that will stop companies from actually tracking your cross-website data. And so if you look up, let's say, shoes, right, you're not going to see shoe ads on Instagram anymore. And so another great way, actually, is VPN, called a private virtual network. Now, this actually changes the location of where you're coming from and will encrypt all your data. That means you're not going to get penalized or targeted by these big conglomerates to charge you higher prices because you have no other option. The next option is actually a virus detection software. We've all been there, right? We've all clicked on something that we're not supposed to click on, and then now our computer's slower because of it. Well, if you use a virus detection software, it will detect it within minutes and delete it from your computer if you wanted to. And so with these simple steps, you can save yourself thousands of dollars. And with the policy, well, I've actually included a QR code here in my Instagram link. If you want to follow me and click on that link, you don't have to follow me, actually, I'm sorry about that. You can click on that link and it will tell you, and I've looked up resources for you to find out, including the VPN and the antivirus software. And so with these free applications, you can change your finances and save yourself thousands of dollars, actually. I'm literally putting the answer right in front of your face here, guys. If you would love to scan this QR code or just follow the links, there's actually free applications that work on your computer or on your cell phone. And that's the big gist of how you can stop this. Just by a simple QR code, you can stop companies from taking your own information. And so, with a simple show of hands, who here wants to take the step to secure their own information and protect it from big conglomerates? Thank you.
Okay.